right. Well, if it's not fixed,
It sounds better now, JPEG, but now you're turned down way too low.
ah,
And
I understand you.
we got confirmation from Kurt in the audience that the audio is working. So anyway, thank you. Welcome, Julian, to Fear versus Greed. And also on the stage with us is Jay Pegaso, co-founder DreamFi. And thank you to the audience members who are here. Let's go ahead and get started. Do you want to introduce yourself, Julian?
Well, sure. I'm Shalom Julian, as I am known from Raiders of DeFi from before. Now, the one of the team members of Aegis Audits, the CEO and CO and daily uh, whatever is needed for Aegis to work. The manager.
So you work with the Tomb Raiders, and are you the co-founder of Aegis?
Yes,
Are you
yes,
the co-founder of Raiders of DeFi?
yes, on that as well, and co-founder of Degen Dashboard.
Oh, okay. I just checked out the Degen dashboard earlier today.
How do you like it?
Well, it looks good. Looks like you guys got a nice
It,
presentation coming along.
it has potential. We just need to figure out how to make money out of it.
Airways. Send me a link to
Did somebody say Caraway?
that. Send me a link to the dashboard. I want to take a look at that.
It's on the spreadsheet, bro. It's on the Fear versus Greed spreadsheet. You gotta
Oh,
you gotta
the
pay one
invoice
AVAX to get access
spreadsheet.
to
That's
it.
right. Subscription based.
Someone wanted a free ride. Nah, no free rides here.
Okay, well tell us about Aegis Audits. You guys just audited Lucky 7, didn't you?
Yes, we just audit Lucky 7. We are auditing Care Finance. We audited Carbon Finance on the Aurora chain. We really didn't expect to have this much volume before the NFTs were launched, but this just shows our our that our idea is in the right place. That the auditing industry is swamped with work all the time, no matter the market. So there is work there. There are projects being made every day. All of them need audits. So these projects that we are getting before even the NFT mint happens show that we are on the right spot. I can maybe uh, go through some history about me and Locke and Philip if you want.
Is that the three co-founders of Aegis Audits?
Right? Yes, those
Okay,
are
sure.
co-founders. Yeah.
Who
So
is actually doing the auditing? Is that you?
no, no, I'm the as we say in our chat the managerial guy.
So
So
oh, sorry.
Philip is doing the audits, and we also onboarded three other auditors. Today we onboarded a fully doxed auditor from Grape Finance, developer. So we started out with Philip. He's the co-founder, but we intend to have like a fully doxed team that will be doing the audits and like everything to be legit.
What is the vetting process for picking up new auditors?
Mostly experience in Solidity and previous work. We check all of their previous work. We talk to the previous projects. Were there some issues, some rugs, some dodgy things like that, and mainly that.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit more about Philip and his experience.
Well, Philip is before coming to crypto and meeting with us was was a software manager. He ran his own company and had developers underneath him. But all of that was in Web 2.0, from what I know. Uh, After he discovered the crypto and started learning about Solidity, and I guess most of his experience is from his previous working with the developers and what he learned then, because he was uh, I don't know, he took to this job real easy. We needed an auditor for Raiders of DeFi. We were looking at two or three people, and the quality of work that Philip did just made him the guy to take on the team.
Can I ask you why are you spinning off from Raiders of DeFi? I mean, did you consider just leveraging um, what you had built there?
Well, this is in a way an upgrade of what we are doing in Raiders of DeFi. First of all, we did audits there. Uh, Practically, we did mostly everything that we're trying to do now. I was searching for projects, Local was marketing, and Philip was auditing the projects. Now we are just trying to ramp up what we were doing from before there. If we did it in Raiders of DeFi, it was always going to be like we are part of Raiders of DeFi, not like our own thing. Uh, of course, Raiders of DeFi is our home, and the way it's going with Josh making his own protocol, we making the audits, I'm pretty sure in a couple of months, Raiders of DeFi will be like the center with all these projects connected to it, like a full system.
Now, have you guys thought out about how the interoperability between each of these will work, or is it still
You,
just ideas?
I lost you a little there. Interoperability of what?
Oh, the interoperability of the various projects that you've just listed with each other. Is there going to be proper interoperability, or is it just strictly, there's
Well,
head project DeFi or Raiders DeFi, and then, you know,
um, it's still to be discussed, but for example, Josh has the DCI thing that can be used in other projects. We can do the audits in Aegis audits and use the marketing from Raiders of DeFi maybe beef up that just in that form, so that you come as a project, we offer you audit, you want a DCA, you want your name on the vision dashboard, depending on what project you are, and you need promotion in Raiders of DeFi. That is kind of what we are thinking right now, but it's not settled yet. After all, uh, both of our projects are not launched, and even the best plans sometimes don't work.
Yes, indeed. Okay, well, tell us a little bit more about Aegis Audits. I know that we cut you off a few times. I know that you want to get to the NFTs, and it's its own project, separate from Raiders.
Right. Yes, it's in its own project. As I said, we did audits in Raiders of DeFi, and we are talking about doing something separate for a while now. We are we have talked a lot about doing this auditing company. I know we have the potential. I know we have the people. We have pretty much everything that I feel is needed to launch this uh, auditing company. The main thing was how are we going to get financed? When we talked about how to open it, a lot of the auditing companies don't really share their revenue, so we figured because our pockets are maybe not that deep. We figured we're gonna make a NFT that's gonna give you uh, 80% of the revenue of the audit protocols. And I have to mention, because a lot of people don't get this, it's 80% after the auditor is paid. First pay the auditor, then take the money. And uh, we figured that way, uh, when the NFT is launched, we are going to have a solid budget to ramp up this whole auditing process and eventually make it to a full-on company. Because at the rate that we were going, sure, we can make money for the three of ourselves. It's not an issue at all. But working with budgets and really making it bigger was gonna be always a hurdle. So we figured we're gonna do the NFTs. The NFT is gonna be like our own ICO. This initial NFT is giving us the initial liquidity to grow Aegis Audits. We already have onboarded some projects. We have onboarded Auto that are making their own launchpad. That means everybody that's gonna launch on that launchpad will have Aegis Audits. So we have onboarded here as well some other people from other protocols. So it's now maybe a time of a matter of volume and marketing.
When is your NFT sale?
On the 12th
Okay, so in 6 days.
in 6 days, yes.
How much are you
It
hoping to raise? I mean, is there a soft cap?
No,
Is there any watermark where the project won't move forward?
no. I wouldn't say that there is some soft cap or whatever. As I said, uh, we are perfectly able to make money for ourselves, and we have projects that are coming over and doing audits. The only issue is how fast are we gonna be developing. I don't expect to mint out, and it's not a bad thing to not mint out. Usually, when it's a art project, oh, it's a big deal if it doesn't mint out. No, it's not a big deal if it doesn't mint out. This is our initial liquidity. Uh, but as we grow, I'm sure the prices of the secondary market for those NFTs are gonna ramp up after we have more volume.
How many total NFTs are there?
So there are 1,000 NFTs.
Okay,
There are four tiers, 250 of each.
4 tiers. Is that a different sort of revenue sharing between the 4 tiers?
Exactly what it is.
Are these
So
randomly or are you choosing which one you want?
no, you can choose exactly which one you want. So you have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum tier. Each gold.
What is the percentage on the platinum?
The way we figured it out is that each tier gives you a set number of shares, similar like you would be buying a share from a company. So the lower tier has lower shares. The platinum tier, for example, has 13 shares per NFT.
How much are you
The
asking for a platinum NFT?
one ETH,
One
one
what?
ETH, one ETH.
One ETH. Oh, I see.
Yes. But I just came from a call, and maybe I should mention that we are kind of on the fence of maybe not doing the launch on Ethereum chain.
Really?
So that
Why do you
Really?
say that?
um, why do I say that? We are checking the gas last few days, and it ended up that even if we are hyping the chain that is good and everything, it still ends up being expensive to the main point of the NFTs is that you could click and claim your profit share, right? So if it costs like $30 to claim anything, it just doesn't make any sense. I would rather that you keep the NFT on a different chain when it costs way less to claim whenever you want. Now, it's not set yet, but we are kind of considering that.
I see. I understand. um,
Because at this stage, as I said, the NFTs are like our initial ICO.
Yeah.
The only use of that NFT, you log in on the page, you see how much money you have to claim, you claim them. So why would I make you pay $30 for gas on every claim? That's like
Well,
the only uh, issue we are discussing.
it wouldn't necessarily. Like it all depends on the optimization of the contract, which will determine the fee that you pay in gas, right? So depending on how your contract's written, it could be substantially less than $30 per claim. But there's not enough. There's not enough node projects that exist on the Ethereum blockchain that there isn't really tried and true methods for contract optimization to be able to have the lowest possible available. Like for
Right,
instance, with minting NFTs, everyone kept using ERC 721 as the main contract base. As you looked at that, it's
right.
ridiculous the fee. But then the Azuki team went ahead and created their own version of that, which it's ERC 721A, which drastically reduced fees from from just a mint being like half an Ethereum down to $5. You know,
As I said,
decimals.
I just came from this call. It was bugging me for a while because I'm not really a Ethereum guy. I keep money on Ethereum, but I don't really use that chain. And if the only use is just to claim, uh, we have to talk about it more. But either we have to optimize it to the max so it doesn't cost as much, or
That's
change
completely
the chain,
understandable.
or change.
Um, but on that topic though, have you guys thought about using dual chains? So since everything would end up still being part of the Ethereum virtual machine, and thus people would use the same wallet address. What if you just keep the NFT mint on Ethereum, but then have the project itself or whatever the contract is be on a different chain? Have you guys thought
Yeah,
about that?
that's a great idea, and I have asked several times about that. Uh, uh, I guess the way the contracts are envisioned and made, it's not really an option right now.
Okay.
As far as I know from talking to Philip and to the front and back developer. Maybe there is some extra work they don't want to do, or some extra, I don't know,
No, that
vulnerability that will came up from that. I'm not
that's
sure.
understandable. I mean, because that would definitely push the project back, and I don't really see how you'd be able to maintain the same timeline.
Right,
Do
right.
all that in one.
Otherwise, I was always like, is it possible to do it on two chains at once? Mint here and claim where it's cheaper. Um,
Yes.
yeah, that
No,
would. I mean, there's
I'm telling you, it is. It
no
absolutely
reason
is
why you
possible.
couldn't do a second NFT and just airdrop it to all the holders. I mean, there's some. Yeah, there's no reason why
You
not.
also don't need to do well, because since it's the same address, you
oh
would have
wait,
two different contracts that
wait.
one. Yeah.
If it is the question of doing a second NFT after and dropping the chain, yeah, sure, we can do that anytime. But I was thinking of something to be like done from now, like
I'm
from
pretty sure you
before.
could add a check where I guess you might have to have a third party database, which if it's happening through the D app, that's fine. You would just, for instance, have the NFTs on Ethereum. Boom, the login contract. Or I'm sorry, the login check, or you have a contract specific for checking if they have X NFT. Boom, it
Right.
checks, adds to your internal database that X address has Y NFT, and then when it goes to the actual DApp contract for claiming, you have your internal list set where you plug in everyone's addresses, bingo bango. And then I guess at that point you'd have to do verification checks to see if you still have it, but that's not as difficult. But
What
it doesn't matter. That's beside the point.
can I ask? Why did you choose to do a claim system rather than sort of a periodic airdrop?
Uh, why? I don't know. We wanted maybe to be as how to say it, as uh, how the money comes in, so you would be able to see it on your contract. Like every time there is some action, you will see it dispersed. Sure, it makes sense. Like everybody could go on Ethereum scan and check the contract before it distributes the money, and maybe distribute it after it reaches some set number of dollars. But for now, as is, the contract will distribute them as they come along. That is to say, if the community decides to make it like an airdrop or distribute it on a set amount of dollars, that's easily doable. It's just the way we started out and maybe continued with it.
I understand. I understand. It's like you have to weigh the choices, and there's pros and cons to each, and it's really not mission critical either way.
Yes, everybody. The contract is public. Everybody can check it. Uh, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little better to see. Wow, they made an audit. Wow, I have some money on the contract. Oh, okay, it works. Maybe I don't claim it yet, but okay, it works. Everything is fine.
Right.
Instead of
Speaking
waiting.
speaking of which, I've just seen on your Discord that the executive decision has been made to mint on the Binance Smart Chain.
Ah, they
That's it.
It's been done.
it's
Case
been done.
closed.
That's it.
See, breaking news, breaking alpha all the time.
Breaking
Right,
alpha
right.
all the time.
That's actually a really good chain to print on. There's a lot of money in there.
Yeah,
It-
Lot of
yeah.
money.
yeah,
BSC is the big boy. I think I know ETH is big, but I see the projects being built on BSC, very successful projects on BSC.
so we all agree that there's a lot of money on BSC, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
I've seen a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
successful projects on BSC. We all have. It's one of the
Now,
biggest DeFi chains. I mean,
is it an NFT chain? Maybe not.
right. I
But
mean, the ETH is the NFT chain, and
but
others are trying to get in on it. I mean, Poly's so desperate to get some more NFTs. AVAX has their NFTs going, but the gas
I
fees
would
on ETH are just they're just too killer. It's like it doesn't
yes.
make any sense to most people to spend 30 or $40 in gas
Now,
fees.
because our NFTs are not art based, I don't. If they
Yeah,
were
yours is
at
utility
least
token.
a little art based, I would insist it on going on Solana. That's it. Solana is for NFT. But because we are not art based, the only sensible decision is to look out for our investors. Don't make them pay more than they have to. Even if BSC is not a crazy NFT chain, it's dirt cheap to claim and mint. So I guess we are going with that.
Well, I like it. I like it. Let's get back to the question, if you don't mind. I'm just trying to think about the profit sharing model, and uh, can you give us some numbers to think about here?
Okay, so I started talking about we got sidetracked. So each tier gives you a set number of shares. If tomorrow we were to mint out, that would mean 250 each tier times the number of shares that each NFT gives. That will be the total share, and that will be the division. 80% of the profit would go to those shares. However, uh, how many are we going to mint? That's going to be the shares in circulation at the moment. You understand?
I do understand, but will the 80% be distributed over the shares in circulation or not?
In, in circulation, of course, we cannot distribute it to NFTs that are not minted or just stay in the contract. So uh, the NFTs that are minted and are in circulation, the shares that are in circulation, the 80% are going to be distributed to them.
So in theory, if only I minted one NFT and it was like the bronze one or whatever,
Yes,
I'd get 80% of the entire revenue, correct?
uh, you get 80%. Well, yes, yes. If you are the only one, yes, yes.
All right, cool. I think I get it now.
The other cool thing is we really uh, like our NFT NFT people to understand that we would like this is not like some art NFT that you buy it and flip it for 2 times the value in 2 weeks like they do on Solana. I want my NFT guys to be our partners. That's why we figured out the referral uh, profit system. That is to say that if you have a diamond NFT, a platinum NFT, and you refer a project to us, and we do the audit for that project, you get 10% of the top of the revenue. Not after the auditor is paid, not after expenses. On the top, you get 10%.
Okay.
And every tier has the lower tiers have lower percentages. So that's why it was kind of important to connect with our holders. So you're not sure you can mint and just chill out, claim your profit from time to time. But I would like to like get a mini network going on from people that are going to refer project to us. Although I'm pretty sure after a few months we're going to be swamped with work and I'm going to curse the name audit, but still.
Do you think that the this so-called bear market is going to let up?
That's the other reason why we decided to go through with the launch no matter the market. I've been researching the other our competition, and I'm not seeing any signs of slowing down, like at all,
Not one bit.
at all. I've been checking how many audits they perform per month, on this month, on that month. It's like business as usual, and
Well,
the 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 projects that we got even before the mint also show that. I mean, we started the Discord, made the site, and the day after already had a project looking to make audit. So this is kind of bear market proof. And remember, we are selling a service here. It's not deflationary token. It's not some Ponzi scheme. We are selling a real life service.
Right, Caraway.
Yeah, well, certainly. I'm thinking about maybe using Aegis audits for DreamFi.
DreamFi. Yeah, I was
That's
thinking the
right.
same thing.
Come on down. We are open for business. And
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I read the Lucky Sevens audit. I did. Downloaded the PDF. I don't know if anybody remembers. I think it was called Assure DeFi or no
that's
Certic. No, it's not that.
Those are two different
two different.
guys
Yes.
entirely.
I'm trying to think of
Yes.
a. I'm thinking of a KYC company that was very popular, but they were just too many rugs. Who was that?
Why? I know what you're talking about.
Was it Assure?
We had no, I don't think it's either of them. It was like
Who?
some
Who? Yeah, who am I thinking
nonsense
of?
thing. I don't know the name, but I know what you're talking about. We had this conversation.
Oh, I just remember that when you would click on the KYC and to like download the PDF, it would just be blank. And if you wanted to like read the KYC report, you'd go to the web page and it would just be blank, and nobody ever brought it up. But yeah, when I clicked on the Aegis audits audit, a real audit did come up, and I did read through it, and I liked when they say recommendation, and then they say action taken by the team, and sometimes it just says none.
None. Well, they do they do get a chance. We release a preliminary report and show it to them with the possible issues, and uh, they have time to act upon it. If they don't act upon it, we're gonna release it as is. Sorry, guys, you did pay, but you didn't do anything to fix these issues.
Right.
And that's what I was about to ask you. Is when you do the audits, if there's follow-up ones where they have to actually make the changes and then go back through your process. Because most of these auditors, it's a one and done thing. You
It
have to
usually
pay again to
is
go back through.
it usually is one and done, and I kind of get why that is because there's too much projects wanting to do audits, and they just like have a template, go through it quickly, and okay, thanks, give me the money, and you're free. But Philip and me also, we kind of agreed. We maybe end up being on the higher, on the more expensive side, not too expensive, but more expensive side. But we're gonna make good and thorough audits. If we need to revisit them, we're gonna revisit them. If I need to hire more auditors, I will do it. We want
Okay.
to we want to like uh, in this in crypto is kind of all about your reputation. From what we've achieved with Raiders of DeFi, we got some rugs there also, and it hurt like hell to promote some project and to find out that they used you after. So we're like, no, we're gonna do it proper now.
Man, I'm glad that you said that because like that's a conversation that Caraway and I have had multiple times about auditors. Is that the expectation is once they tell you the changes, you make the changes and say and send it back to them.
Yes.
And it's honestly astonishing that most of these big names are just bullshit factories. They just pump these out with no care to what actually happens with them. And I'm
Well,
really glad that you guys are completely
I
different
mean,
and staying away from that model.
one of the things that has happened a number of times,
Game changer.
unicorn nodes, for instance, they got their contract audited, and then they had a second secret contract that they went ahead and deployed.
Oh, that's sneaky.
The sneaky second contract, yeah. And so when they launched with the one that enabled all the liquidity to get drained. Like a few hours after launch, it just went to zero, you know?
This is an issue that we didn't even start, and we already have it. How far should we go as auditors on sure we are gonna audit to the best of our ability the contract and everything, but if someone does something sneaky like that, what are you going to do? It's gonna
Well,
hurt. It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt everyone. But
That's true.
how to go about
so
figuring
a lot
things?
of,
They're gonna get craftier and craftier. They get craftier each time.
yeah, they do get craftier. It would be nice if they could just publish the contract and then um, on launch day, you know,
Well,
somebody
on
from your
on
team is there and says, yes, they're publishing the right contract. You know what I mean? Like somebody just sort of look over their shoulder and say, yep, they deployed the correct contract.
Yes, I understand. Usually in the audit, the contract is written, and you can always compare the one that you're buying. I know that most people don't do that. They just see the audit and say, "Oh, fine, it's audited. Let's go ape into this." But yes, you're right. At the beginning, I can see it happening, but as you grow, I'm not sure that it's just humanly possible. We need to find some automatic way to figure this out. Like if you
Yes.
try
Well,
another contract, it just fails.
is there a way to do hash checks? No, right? No way to do hash comparisons. Say that this is this. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's almost like we need a oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when somebody holds the money, is that called escrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's almost like we need an escrow service for these damn contracts, so that
That
the contract can be
Oh,
given to you guys, and then you guys will deploy it, and then immediately transfer the ownership, or however it has to work.
but that's now we're getting into a completely different role, and it's not really an audit role. Sure,
yeah.
the auditors can do their thing, and I can hire maybe a guy to do the escrow and do this. But we have also already talked about doing escrow. Josh has some crazy ideas about doing escrow with passenger. So maybe you're right, man.
But
Whoever
That,
wants to, after we
that could be
launch,
your next
whoever wants
project.
to go on Rails of DeFi has to like do KYC, do the escrow, or we're not promoting him.
you're talking about some sort of cash escrow, right? I'm talking about a code escrow.
Oh, I think that's what he's talking about. It's code escrow.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess that's possible as well.
Oh, is that not what you were talking about, Shalom?
No.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
It doesn't matter though, because hello all. It doesn't matter because if the front end code writes to a different contract, it doesn't matter, right? So you even if you deploy the contract, even if it's trusted, if they were to audit it, deploy it, and then certify it, the front end code can still change and point to a different contract that could then rug.
Interesting.
Mm,
I was
That's a
thinking
good point.
about like when you
I didn't think
actually
about that.
launched the token. But I see what you're saying as well. If there's any sort of DApp or dashboard or interface, then they can just use whatever token they want. Or not token, but or yeah, token, but contract.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome to the stage. Wicket Ewok is the founder of DGen Dashboard, co-founder. Um, yeah, welcome to the stage.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been following you guys for a while. I try to catch different AMAs when I can, and here's some good discussion here. Smart contracts are so interesting, and talking about renounced contracts, and there was a question about hashing. So the blockchain freezes the contract, and so a lot of the audits that get done. Um, are really a comparison to known contracts. So you have your Tomb Fork contract, for instance, and that's all pretty well known.
right.
And what's usually a pretty healthy situation is when the audit comes back and says, yeah, that's except for the token addresses, this is unchanged from the base Tomb contracts. Right? That's a trustworthy set of contracts. But if
Right.
there's a whole bunch of new code or things around the time locks and all of that, right? Then that's when things start to get really nervous
Right.
and you get suspicious. So but it's all kind of, I don't know how you fix this. That I don't know how you verify that the front end is tied to the audited contracts and not to a different set. I'd be interested in hearing what the solution to that is.
I have no idea. We need to bring in the code guys.
Man, it's almost like as a project owner, you just can't run your own thing. You would have to go through a third party that handles
Mm,
all that. That is able to stop any kind of tomfoolery that were to occur.
Or it
You
just
know?
ends up being like a trust-based sort of uh, community where people say, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this project because I never heard of these guys." You know, I mean, that's sort of like the direction we're hitting, where certain franchises almost people just don't trust them anymore. Like,
right.
I don't want to name names because I heard I heard Julian mention a guy that works with the project that I want to name. But yeah, Degen Finance sort of has a bad reputation right now because of their last couple launches. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people in this space that got burned by them. That's all I'm saying. And so, uh,
Uh-huh.
uh, they may not spread the word of mouth, and they may not buy into another project by that group. By the
Right.
same token, they have also had some successful projects. So, and
Right.
yeah.
Crypto,
Anyway,
crypto can be very, very, I don't know how to say, dodgy. I've seen projects that looked hella ruggish succeed, and I have seen projects that ticked off every checkbox for safety that have rocked. It's only possible here in crypto land.
yes.
And on one hand, we don't like to be told what to do or have institutions come and make us rules. But I guess that is what's happening because this Wild West is not easily tameable.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
About
We'll
that.
see when and if that ever happens.
Or we can just get our shit together and make a legit way of running protocols.
Do you think
Uh,
society will ever devolve to the point where human beings no longer have the knowledge it takes to to code, and people we just have to use the coins we have? Everybody uses uh, they use Z's, they use DreamFi Z's for barter and currency.
why not? Maybe it's possible.
Some sort of post-apocalyptic wasteland
Yes,
where the internet still works.
yeah, it's totally possible. Everything is possible, especially in crypto.
You're
Um,
referring to the movie Idiocracy, aren't you?
no, I'm thinking more along the lines of the Postman or World, maybe. Basically, any sort of post-apocalyptic movie starring Kevin Costner. They're all the same.
That trust based system that you said, that's kind of doable. Like do a mini ecosystem where you know that every project that comes out of this group is vetted and like checked and double checked and triple checked, and eventually that group ends up being like guardian of legit projects.
So you're talking about setting up a DAO of all the big projects coming into this DAO, and it just on
It doesn't have to be
its
a
own like
DAO.
self governance.
It doesn't have to be a DAO. I'm not really a fan of all that, but just you know that if that project went through, let's say, went through Aegis audits, went through Digital Dashboard, went through Fear and Greed, and traders of DeFi, you are like 95%. These guys take the necessary actions to ensure that you are not going to get tracked tomorrow.
Yeah.
Here's an idea for a project, okay? I'll wear a GoPro. I'll wear it 24 hours a day, and it'll be like a DAO, and everybody will vote. They'll have to buy caraway tokens to vote, and then they'll control me like a robot for a whole year, and it'll say, you know, eat food, and take a shower, and maybe I'll make love to my wife, things like that. It'll just be a normal life, but everybody else will tell me what to do. Would you buy into that, Julian?
I would. There's definitely going to be a fight over who gets to tell you what to do, and I'm gonna cash in on that.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't he's just sent me his credit card information in DM. He can't wait. J Pegaso, would you buy caraway tokens?
Absolutely. I would blow
See,
half
see,
my fortune just to be able to control.
to tell you what to do.
He probably had me working
Absolutely.
out, put me in the gym.
Yeah.
Something you really hate.
Well, Julian, do you want to go ahead and recap Aegis Audits? Tell us the pre-sale date. Now, do you think that's going to be delayed now that you guys are moving to BSC?
I don't have a comment. I don't have a
Okay.
The
Well,
announcement said the date wasn't moving.
Yes, it's still on track for the 12th of June.
Okay, so we know the mint is gonna be on the 12th of June.
Mhm.
Whitelisters get to mint first. And now that we are not on it, I'm sure the fees are gonna be low enough that it doesn't have to be like a big fight who mints first. So take your time. That's most important. That we figure out this nice and tidy. So Aegis is the next, uh, the newest auditing NFT sharing protocol service. There are 4 tiers of NFTs, each giving you different shares of the protocol and different benefits to the protocol. You can earn plus by referring projects to us and get percentage on the referral, or you can just hold and get percentage on the amount of shares you're holding from the circulating shares. For now, the mint is, as I said, on the 12th. All systems are go. We just onboarded another auditor, and that will be it.
amazing. Well, yeah, it sounds like you guys are all systems go, and I see you guys are getting work every day. Projects like Lucky Seven come, and and they need an audit, and these projects are coming up every single day, and they need audits.
Right.
Now, before you go, Shalom, before we wrap things up, I do need to ask, uh, is the project going to be registered as a company in any countries that you operate in?
Now, for now, we are going to be strictly crypto.
Okay.
For now,
And
down the road, few months in, when we hit our first big check mark on doing the KYC, uh, there's gonna be a big decision. We're gonna ask our holders, do they want us to do the KYC service and register as a company, or do they want, as is said in the current roadmap, partner with another software company that I'm in talks with for them to do the KYC and share the profit. Like we are gonna be the crypto connection, they're gonna be the Web3 connection. Eventually, merging into one cybersecurity company.
Okay. Now, the reason I ask this is because already from the get go, this is considered a security in the United States, for instance,
Yes, yes,
SEC.
I know.
Yeah. And uh, recently, the SEC has started to actually take crypto seriously, and they are pumping up their numbers to start enforcing their rule set upon the space. Like they're
Well,
actually ramping up to start going after people. Like for
well,
instance, your project. And I just wanted to be sure that you guys might have your bases covered so that you don't get fucked.
all the bases are covered. All of the team is EU based, and
Okay.
so for now we have several options. Even if we register a company, where to register it, so it doesn't that kind of law doesn't impact us.
Okay. Okay.
So
Hopefully it doesn't anytime soon, because Europe is one of areas that's part of the Nine Eyes, which with FinSec, you guys would be under the accountability US
right,
US
right,
legislation.
right.
FUD, major
But
FUD alert.
Cyprus is close by, so don't worry.
Excellent. And that's all that matters. All that matters is as long as you have your
He said Cyprus.
yeah, but still, man,
As long as you
as
have
long as anything's
your
covered.
as long as you have gas in your boat. That's his whole contingency. That's his whole plan. Is like, is the boat gassed up? Yup.
No, they say open a company offshore on the Seychelles. I say no. Like Cyprus is number 3 in laundering money. We go there. They have really free laws there, so we're good.
Yeah, and plus,
Excellent.
uh, I- I'm not a lawyer, but I heard that there are no laws on the internet. Is that confirm or deny?
I don't know.
Deny. No, that's a
Ask
big
Pia
deny.
Bong.
I
We
heard
get
it.
every day.
Yeah, I mean, what are they? Is they gonna? Are they gonna reach through my monitor? You know?
I don't know.
No, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know
The,
either.
the,
You're
the
looking at
Americans are really afraid of the SEC,
Yeah.
uh
and I kind of get that because those guys are not to be messed around with. But I'm not sure it's gonna like happen overnight. Like they're gonna go in full force crypto
no.
regulation.
It's
Do
gonna
it or
take
die.
a year. But the fact that everything's on chain means you can't hide anything. And
Right,
unfortunately,
right,
the
right.
US government are such babies that they will go after you even 5 or 10 years later, just because it's there.
Then I'm glad I'm in the EU. Our guys here are like, nah, don't care about it.
That's good. Keeping things safe.
Hey, do you want to say a few more? Do you want to say one more thing before we let you go here, Julian? Thank you for being with us, by the way.
Thank you for having me. We had a nice discussion, not like regular AMA, which I prefer more to have a real discussion. Thank you for having me. Remember, the mint is on the 12th. Join our Discord, ask question, whatever you want to know. Apparently, I missed some alpha today, but I'm going to be on top of it now.
All right. I think that about wraps it up.
Right.
I will get you the YouTube link very quickly, and it'll take some time to process, but you'll have it right away. And
It's cool.
yeah, other than that, very nice discussion. Thank you, JPEG, also for being here, and Wicket for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
You guys have a nice day, okay?
Okay.
You too.
See ya.